Hey guys, and welcome to Follow Me 111 for the week of August 24th, 2015. This is episode number 13, and of course, I am Sean Mudflaps Morrison. So, this week we have tons of stuff to get into, but right off the top of the show, I want to let you guys know if you're in the South Florida area, it looks like there's a tropical storm / hurricane headed our way. So it's called Erika, and I'm not going to give you all the details. I'm not going to pretend to be the weatherman. It's not really what I want to do. But I do want to tell you guys to watch your local news. Make sure you're keeping an eye on it. Have a way to get out of town if you need to. Have a bag packed. Maybe this is the time that you take a trip. Maybe it's time to leave the area for a little bit. If it looks like that thing's really headed our way. I know a lot of us are at school. A lot of us are at work. I just want you guys to be safe. You know, no job is worth your life. And if your boss is going to fire you because you have to leave because there's a hurricane coming towards you, it's probably not the type of guy you need to work for. That being said, keep an eye on it. Make sure that you're in prayer. Make sure that you're doing the right things. Board up your house. Pack a bag. If you need to, head out of town. And maybe it's time to go up to the mountains. Maybe it's time to take that trip to Tennessee that you didn't do this summer. Maybe it's time to go see the relatives up in North Carolina. I don't know what your thing is. I'm not telling you the sky is falling. I'm just saying keep an eye out, be in prayer, and I like to say that this is a place where faith and fun collide. And yes, we all want to see Jesus, of course, at his right hand. The Bible says our joys forevermore, but we don't need a fast pass to get there. We don't need to put ourselves in harm's way when we could take the precautions, we could be safe, and we could do what we need to do. So, all that to say, watch your news, watch the weather, see what's going on, and keep it safe. Alright, that's out of the way. Now I want to get into today's show. We're going to talk first about going back to school and First Priority, which is an awesome organization. I'll tell you about that in a little bit. Also, we're going to talk about some of the resorts out in the Epcot area. So, come with us, follow me, as we look at this week's show. So what is First Priority? Basically, it's a ministry to the students that are in public schools, whether that's middle school or high school, where they get together, a bunch of kids, and have a Bible study, have some pizza, have a good time. First Priority has had a great impact in my life as a person. When I got saved, when I got to know Jesus, I was in high school. I was a freshman in high school, and I was really, before that, going nowhere good with my life. I'm going to keep the preaching kind of short. But I'll tell you guys, I was into alcohol, I was chasing after girls, I was doing all sorts of stupid stuff. My life was going nowhere fast. And what happened was through my church youth group, I wound up hearing about Jesus, hearing about the fact that God loves us, that Jesus came to earth, he lived the perfect life, he was the Son of God, he died on the cross for our sins, he was buried, and 3 days later he rose from the grave to set me free. I can tell you when that really impacted me, it changed my life. I remember the day I got saved, I cried like a little girl at my youth group. And really, I lost a whole bunch of my friends. The people that I thought were my friends that I used to party with, well, they didn't want anything to do with the Jesus freak. They didn't want anything to do with that. So a bunch of my friends left. And it was through groups like First Priority and through my church youth group where I actually found acceptance. I found, hey, there's people that are like me. There's people that actually like to read the Bible and go to church and do good stuff. And wait, there's a night of joy? You mean groups like First Priority and youth groups and stuff like that? They'll go up there together and have a great time up at Walt Disney World? Hey, that's cool. That's what I like. So it's really a great ministry. And I'll tell you this, even after I grew up, I was in Bible college. And I still had some friends that were back in high school. And I was able to go in and teach a couple of Bible classes right there in the public school. So this is a handout that they gave us at our church this last weekend. It says the largest mission field in Florida about First Priority. Let me read this to you real quick. He says, why First Priority? There are almost 500,000 students in the public middle and high school of Southeast Florida. Statistics suggest that over 90% of these teens do not know Christ. I can tell you, I work in a public middle school, and sometimes the Bible illiteracy is staggering. That is why First Priority is so passionate about connecting the church to reach the campus for Christ. So how does it work? 1984 Equal Access Act gives students the right to initiate and lead a Christian club on campus. That's key. The kids are really the ones that are leading this up. It's not the church moving into the school. It's the kids that are part of the church that are making this stuff possible. When students start a club, we send out one of our church-approved youth workers to coach them on how to reach their campus for Christ. So where is a first priority? We have almost 200 clubs across 7 counties from South Florida to the Treasure Coast. In addition, we partner with over 120 local churches, 300 volunteers, and thousands of students. To find a club at your school, visit, and it'll be in the show notes, firstpriority.cc/clubfinder. And I can tell you guys, if you go to a lot of the schools in Broward, they have first priorities. A lot of the schools in Palm Beach, they have first priorities. So, yeah, it's not exactly fun to go back to school. You know, summer, I wish it was still, I could sleep till 9 o'clock. But hey, you get to hang out with some cool people. You get free pizza. You get to learn the Bible. You get to do great things together. Guys, come on, be a part of this. Our show is where faith and fun collides. And sometimes that faith and fun happens right there in your school. So guys, get involved. I definitely support what First Priority is all about. So, I was thinking about school, and I was thinking about when I used to daydream in school. I'd sit there, and I'd be in math class, and I'd be like, the denominator, the numerator, and I'd start dreaming about Walt Disney World. It's the truth. You know, there's a couple things that I love in this world. Number 1 is Jesus. Number 2 is a little band called Third Day. And number 3 is Walt Disney World. So I would start dreaming about Disney World. And that's what we're going to spend the rest of this show looking at. Is not just Disney World, even though there's tons of things that just came out from the D23 Expo. I'm not going to get into all of that. There are other podcasts that will tell you every last thing that happened, all the awesome announcements. But that's not what we're going to look at today. I want to look at something that a lot of people maybe don't know about, and that's some of the resorts at Walt Disney World, especially the resorts at Epcot. Now, when people think of resorts at Walt Disney World, probably the most common ones to pop into mind are going to be the Contemporary, the Polynesian, the Grand Floridian, maybe the Wilderness Lodge, all those that circle Walt Disney World Magic Kingdom. But there's a whole nother group of hotels that are awesome, that are definitely worth checking out over by Epcot. Now, why do I bring all this up? Yes, going on Splash Mountain 100 times is awesome. Yes, going on Space Mountain is amazing. Yes, going on Rock and Roller Coaster and Everest and all of those are great. But one thing that I like to do, and something that's kind of Disney on a dime, if you will, is going to the resorts and just checking out some of the free amenities. What do I mean by that? Well, let's go over to the boardwalk and we'll get into the different resorts over at Epcot. Hey guys, Sean Mudflaps Morrison here, reporting for Follow Me 111. This week we're going to take a look at some of the resorts around Walt Disney World. We're going to start right here with the boardwalk. It's turn of the century themed Atlantic Coast style resort. We're going to look around and see what kind of fun things they have here, as well as the Yacht and Beach Club and the Swan and Dolphin and all the different little resorts they have around here. So let's take a look. So as soon as you step foot inside the lobby of the boardwalk, you see what you're getting into. You see this turn-of-the-century beach-style motif everywhere. So you come down the stairs, they have some leftovers from the Epcot International Flower and Garden Festival. The Lady and the Tramp have now found a new home here. But really a lot of the fun happens once you walk out the hotel doors and you start walking along the entertainment district at the boardwalk. It says the Boardwalk Entertainment District lies along a 0.25 mile long authentic boardwalk reminiscent of the Jersey Shore or Coney Island, something like that, turn of the century. Guests, we'll get into it in a minute, but you can rent Surrey vehicles as well as bicycles to travel around the Epcot resorts, enjoy midway games, and street performers go dancing at the Atlantic Dance Hall or enjoy a dueling piano show over at Jelly Rolls. The boardwalk features a wide range of restaurants, and, well, let's take a look at some of those things that you can do at the boardwalk.
And one of the really cool things about the boardwalk is the different resort dining that they have here. They've got the Flying Fish, Seahorse Suites, all sorts of different restaurants. Way down the end there you can probably see the ESPN zone. That's one of the hot ones around here. Of course, if you like shopping, you want to pick up some souvenirs, even some small food items such as milk and stuff for your stay here, you can do that right here on the boardwalk.
Up and down the boardwalk, you're going to find different places where you can play different games. They're pretty cheap and a lot of fun. So after looking at all those restaurants and walking around seeing all the different games and stuff and shopping, I started getting hungry. So it was time for a mid-afternoon snack. So I walked into the bakery and grabbed something awesome to eat.
So I'm a sucker for bakery. I'm going to go in there and see what kind of goodies they're serving up today. So as you guys can see, I got a cinnamon bun, nice cup of water. Like I said, I always do it on the cheap. You kind of eat outside the park and then you come in and you have a snack. Now the nice thing about the boardwalk is you can just sit here and kind of people watch.
As I was sitting there enjoying my awesome Cinnabon, a Surrey bike came by. If you want to rent a Surrey, you can ride it all around the area there. It's going to cost you $20 for a half hour for a single bench bike, or $22 for a double bench bike. The more people on there, the cheaper it is, but the harder it is to pedal because you got more people. So after seeing all of that, I decided it was time to go to another resort hotel. Now the great thing about going to the resort hotels, you don't actually have to stay there. What you can do, you can go in and you can tell the guard at the gate that you're there and you just want to go for dinner. And you know what? They'll give you up to a 3-hour time limit where you can park your car and you can go and you can explore. And if you want to go to ESPN, you can go to ESPN. If you want to go to Flying Fish, you can go to Flying Fish. If you tell them that you're going to the piano bar, they're going to let you in. So it's not a place to park and go to a theme park. You do that, you're probably going to get a ticket or towed. But you can go, you can park, and you can check out all of this stuff. And if you just explore and you take the water taxis and do all that, it can be pretty cheap, if not free, if you don't buy something. So it's a great way to explore on the cheap. So after I saw all of that at the boardwalk, it was time to hop on a boat and go over to another resort.
The other cool thing is, from right here you can see all the different resorts that are in the Epcot area. Also, as you can see, we got one of their water taxis coming in. That'll take you to all the different resorts. It will also take you over to the entrance, the back entrance to Epcot. Now, one of the things people may not know is that Epcot is the only theme park that has a front entrance and a back entrance here at Walt Disney World. So we're gonna head over, we're gonna see the Swan. It is actually not a Disney resort, it's on Disney property, but it is not owned and operated by Walt Disney World. So it's kind of interesting.
Now the Swan and its sister hotel, the Dolphin, are pretty cool. I wouldn't say that I would stay there on my own. If I had to fork out the cash, I would probably stay at a different resort. But that doesn't mean it's bad. It means that it's just not my forte. That's the great thing about Walt Disney World, is they have so many different resorts that if you like one style, cool. If you like another style, cool. If you like, all sorts of things, there's all sorts to choose from. But one of the things that's awesome about the Swan and the Dolphin is how many outdoor recreation, how much is available to you. Here you go, take a look.
So we're standing here between the Swan, water taxi, and the Dolphin. They're very similar in a lot of respects. They do have a really cool mini golf. Fantasia Gardens has actually got 2 different types of putt-putt. So attached to the Swan and Dolphin over by the pools and everything, they have basketball court. Like I said, they have the mini golf. They got a tennis court. Basically any type of sporting that you would want. They got a sand volleyball pit in case you just want to break out in a game of volleyball. But this is the big daddy pool attached to the Swan.
Now, like I said, the swan and the dolphin are basically twins. And if you're looking for Flipper the friendly dolphin, it's not that kind of dolphin. The dolphin is like a mahi mahi. That's another name. It's the fish. It's not the actual mammal like Flipper or, you know, dolphin tail or something like that. But once you go over to the dolphin, you're going to see a beautiful entryway. You're going to have tons of great restaurants, awesome rooms, and tons of meeting spaces. Lots of places to have workshops and that kind of stuff. So if you're looking to have one and you're in the Orlando area, definitely give these guys a call.
We're in the lobby of the Dolphin. Lots of people waiting to check in. Now they do have meeting rooms here where they have conferences and different things that you can have events in. Actually, there's a bunch of them. As you can see, they have Australia, they have Atlantic Hall, Europe, a business center, shipping and receiving, Pacific Hall, all in this one corridor. So you can basically have a huge meeting for tons of people right here at the Dolphin.
Now, if you're staying at the Dolphin, they also have an amazing spa there, or so I'm told. I'm not really one to go for the beauty treatments and hairstyling. That would kind of be a waste of money. I don't really like people massaging me. It's just kind of weird if you ask me. But hey, if that's your thing, I'm not judging you. I'm just saying for me. But if you want to, you can go to the Mandara Spa. I think I just butchered the name. It's a full-service spa and salon inspired by the island of Bali, offering massages, body treatment, hairstyles, and more. So if you wanted to do that, you can definitely do that right there at the Dolphin. Now, we're going to switch. We're going to go over to the last two on our trip this week, and that is going to be the yacht and the beach club. But before we do that, I want to talk about how you can, number one, walk from the different places, and number two, take the water taxis. What's this deal about water taxis? You keep mentioning it. Well, we'll get into that.
And one of the things people don't know is that you can actually take the walkway and you can walk from Hollywood Studios to one of the resorts over to Epcot if that's what you want to do. It's actually a really good run.
Now, if you prefer to go by boat, Disney has what they call their friend ships. They're basically boats that will take you inside Epcot across World Showcase from one end to the other. But they're also boats that will take you to Disney's Hollywood Studios, the yacht, the beach, the boardwalk, all the different Disney resorts right there on Crescent Lake. So it's a great way to get around, and it's pretty enjoyable. Here, take a look. So this is what it looks like on board one of those ships. It's a great way to get around, especially if you have an elderly person or somebody in a wheelchair. It's free and it's a lot of fun. So they have the Yacht and Beach Club. They're two separate hotels, but they work kind of like the Swan and Dolphin do. They're almost like joined twins or something, where you can't have one without the other. So the boat, it actually stops right there at one location, and you can go to either the yacht or the beach club. So what are the differences? Take a look. So the yacht resort is supposed to look more like you're actually on a yacht, like you're on an amazing cabin cruiser, not just a regular hotel in Orlando. In fact, when you go inside, you will see a captain there greeting people at the door. You see a huge globe. It's just like you're on one of the cruise lines. Now, when you step outside the resort, you can also go to the marina and rent tons of watercraft and bicycles. Have a good afternoon just playing around. At the Bayside Marina, you can rent a pontoon boat. That's going to be $42 a person for a half an hour. They also have sea racers, which are small craft that can go up to speeds of 22 miles an hour. That's going to cost you $24 for half an hour. They, of course, have a specialty cruise. They have fishing. They have Cabana Beach Club rentals, pedal boats, hydro bikes, all sorts of cool stuff to have a great afternoon. Now, like I said, right next to the yacht club is the beach club. This is your place to go if you want an amazing pool. If you like the beach, you like all sorts of swimming, this is the place for you. So the Yacht and Beach Club are also home to some of the best water parks in Disney property outside of Blizzard Beach or Typhoon Lagoon. Storm Along Bay is the main pool complex at the Yacht and Beach Club, and it resembles a beachside water park with sandy bottoms, a circular lazy river, and a waterfall and a shipwreck water slide. So it's an amazing place, and it's good fun. Now I will tell you, if you're not staying there, do not try to go in the park, into the pool. In recent years, they have actually put up a fence all the way around Stormalong Bay, all the water slides, all that kind of stuff. You cannot go in there if you're not staying there, and I understand why. But they do have lifeguards and staff members standing at attention at all those areas to make sure that you are actually staying on property. What you don't want to do, listen to me, what you don't want to do is say, I'm going to dinner, so I'm going to go take the friendship, go over to the Yacht and Beach Club. I'm gonna sneak into their pool. No, that's not what it's for. You know, you pay the money so you get the amenities. Now I'll tell you the truth. I don't really have the money to stay at a lot of these places, so I don't stay at a lot of those places. But it's still fun. You can still go and you can still have a good time. Now, one thing that everybody can do is have amazing ice cream. There is a top-notch ice cream stand right over in that area called Beaches and Cream. Beaches and Cream is an old-time ice cream shop. It's great for hamburgers and, of course, the dessert. You have to try the kitchen sink. This is what it looks like on the inside. So if you go inside Beaches and Cream, you have to try the kitchen sink. That's a half-cup fudge topping, a half-cup butterscotch topping, a half-cup peanut butter topping, one medium banana cut in two, one cinnamon spice cupcake, one angel food cupcake, two 4-ounce scoops of vanilla ice cream, two 4-ounce scoops of chocolate ice cream, two 4-ounce scoops of strawberry ice cream, one 4-ounce scoop of mint chocolate chip, one 4-ounce scoop of ice cream, coffee ice cream, 3 tablespoons of chocolate syrup, a quarter cup marshmallow cream, quarter cup strawberry topping, quarter cup pineapple topping, 14-ounce dairy whipped topping, one brownie, one regular sized candy bar, 4 chocolate cookies, 1 tablespoon sliced toasted almonds, 1 tablespoon of dark and white chocolate shavings, a tablespoon of chocolate cookies, a tablespoon of chopped jellied oranges, a tablespoon of milk chocolate chip morsels, a tablespoon of peanut butter chip morsels, 1 tablespoon of chocolate chip sprinkles, 1 tablespoon of rainbow sprinkles, and a half cup of drained maraschino cherries. I'm exhausted just listing it. Trust me, that thing is huge. My family and I, there's about 5 of us in the family. We went in, we ordered it, we thought we could conquer this thing. It beat us up. I'm going to say it's a lot of fun. They make a big production out of, listing all the ingredients. The sirens up on the ceiling go off when somebody orders it. It's a big production. It's lots of fun. Just be careful you don't go into diabetic shock. So there's literally tons and tons and tons to do at the different Epcot resorts. I enjoy just taking one day out of my vacation and going resort hopping. I didn't even list the movies on the beach, the different places that you can go to have fun, the different things that you can do. We only looked at the very top of the entertainment that's available to you at the resorts. So guys, I'm going to tell you, number 1, save up your change. Stay there. Have a good time. But number 2, if you can't stay there, if it's just outside your price range, that's cool. Here's the thing that's great about Disney. They cater to everybody. So what you can do, you can stay off property. You can go to the resort for up to 3 hours. You can walk all around. You can explore. You can rent bikes. You can rent surreys. You can rent all sorts of watercraft. And you can go for a run. You can go for a hike. You can walk from Epcot to Hollywood Studios and back if you want to. There's literally something for everybody. Guys, I love it. For me, it's a vacation. This is really where the vacation part comes in. If you're so busy all the time running to Space Mountain and Jungle Cruise and this and that, and you never take the time to just relax, have fun, be with your family, that's what a day like this is for. So guys, that's going to do it for our circle tour around the Epcot resorts. But guys, there's going to be several more episodes sprinkled throughout the months of the different resorts that you can go to. There are literally tons of Disney hotels that you can stay at. And if I understand correctly, there could be some more coming down the pike. So keep that in mind. So of course no show would be complete without our follow cue. So guys, you know what to do? Hit the music. Alright, I want to thank a new listener to the show. Brandy, I hope I say your name correctly. The last name is Montemayor. She answered last week's question correctly, but she found us through Instagram. Now, I don't know if you guys know this, but we are on every form of social media that's basically known to man. We are on Facebook, we are on YouTube, we are on Instagram, we are on Twitter, we are on, to some degree, Pinterest. I could never figure it out. I don't know, maybe it's a woman thing. That one's past me. We're on Tumblr. We're all over the place so that you guys get the best information out there, so that you guys can come and see and follow me to where faith and fun exist. So, Brandy, once again, thank you for winning last week's follow cue, and that question was this: where was the original Schlitterbahn water park located? Now, not only did Brandy tell me that it was in New Braunfels, Texas, but she even told me that it was on the Lando Resort and opened by Bob and Billy Henry. Guys, that's actually more than I knew. I knew the original was at New Braunfels, Texas, because I've been there before, but she knew all about it. So Brandy, I already sent you your package, your present. Thank you for winning last week's follow cue, and guys, no show would be complete without a follow cue for this week. So, this week's question is, what year was the Disney's Boardwalk Resort opened? You guys know the rules. You have until midnight on August 30th to enter to win. All you got to do is send me the correct answer. I'll tell you I've already got 2 responses. But if you want a chance to win, send in the correct response. What I'm going to do, I'm going to reach down. I'm going to pull out the name from a hat, basically. And the person that sends in the right answer and I pull your name, you're going to win a prize for this week. So, you can send those correct answers to followerme111@yahoo.com. Should be right there. I love how that happens. And you guys can enter to win. Also, do not forget about our follow-up on September 5th, 2015. We're going to go and see the movie War Room. Now, what is War Room? It's basically a Christian movie about prayer. Now, before you tune me out, it's actually going to be a really good movie. I saw some of the previews for it. It looks amazing. And it's from the same guys who made the movies Courageous and Fireproof and Facing the Giants. So if you've seen any of those, you know that they're pretty decent movies. So we're going to go over to the Cinemark Palace 20 over on Airport Road right here in Boca Raton, Florida. And we're going to go there on September 5th. We're going to get there at about 7 o'clock at night. And if you'd like to join us for dinner beforehand, we're going to go over to Shane's Rib Shack. You can Google that, you can search it, and find out where Shane's Rib Shack is. It's over on Glades, over by I-95. And we're going to meet up there at 5 o'clock, have a good meal, and then hit the show. So, I would love to see you guys there. Of course, family and friends are more than welcome. And guys, do me a favor. Number 1, pray that hurricane doesn't come here. Number 2, pray for first priority. And number 3, pray for this show and tell your family, tell your friends. If you enjoy this, if this is something that you're into, well, I know I always say get involved. One of the ways to do that is to pray and to tell people about it. So that's going to do it for tonight. Y'all have a great week. God bless you and have fun.